this is Daniela Flanagan. We're back for another conversation, and we're going to welcome SuitForSons. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you
Let's
for having
introduce
us.
you. We'll start from here and go over.
All right. My name is Ricky Cumby, and I'm the marketing director for SuitForSons.
My name is Zach Nola-Stromke. I am the ambassador and social media contact.
Goalie Green. I'm a volunteer for SuitForSons, and I also support Ricky in marketing.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. I know this was a random social media contact, but I wanted to, that's important. Like that's the biggest aspect out there is to have your social media right, having your website, your social media up and running, because that's literally how I found you, and you reached back to me on social media. So for organizations that are trying to connect and get out there, have your social media up, have your game ready to go. Well, let's just jump into talk a little bit about how it got founded and what you're up to here in the city of Houston.
All right. So how the SuitForSons came about is our founder, Jerry Autry, who is actually from Michigan, but he's in Houston now. He lives in Houston. And what he was seeing as he has an HR professional is a lot of the candidates that he was coming up or that were interviewing, he saw that there was a disconnect as far as their lack of preparation, their lack of being prepared for the role and in the interview. So he said, as opposed to being reactive of I can't do anything or that's not my problem, he decided to be proactive, and that's when he came up with SuitForSons, which is a phenomenal organization. It's a nonprofit 501c3, and our primary goal is to work with individuals in professional development, young African Americans, as well as the like. We have a collegiate program. We connected with TSU, now with Texas A&M, and also Prairie View. And we've been in the Houston for 3 years now, and in the first year we've already raised close to $40,000. Which has been amazing, So just being in the community and people seeing what we're doing through social media and outreaching. We reach out to a couple of different high schools and middle schools, give a lot of different talks and get them encouraged about going to college and creating a plan, as well as just different things to make sure that they're prepared for going into the real world, which is the basis of SuitForSons.
That's one of the biggest things too, is like we don't know what we don't know. We kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. You don't know when you get into certain settings how to act. I got into a setting where I didn't know what to do with the extra forks on the table.
Right.
I mean, we were lucky to have the forks on the table in some scenarios, but to have 3, 4, 5 forks and then dishes and plates are in a certain format, where are you going to get that training?
Exactly.
And if it wasn't for people who stepped up to the plate like you did in our high school and actually had like a etiquette course in our high school after school, then I stayed because the bus was still going to get me home anyway. Right. I stayed just to learn because I didn't want to be embarrassed again, in that kind of setting. So I didn't realize what that opened me up to, though.
Exactly.
That opened me up to a whole world of a sophistication or another level of doing things and seeing things. Fantastic. Right. And I understand you have a unique connection to the organization.
Yes, I am the first ambassador of SuitForSons. I was part of the first class, and my experience was just phenomenal. I went in, they had an information session at Texas Southern University. Go Tigers! And I just came up to Rick, Jerry, I said, hey, I'm a senior, I need help. I didn't have no contacts, I didn't have no networking. So they just welcomed me. My first week, actually both the goalie and Rick, they're my mentors. Oh, wow. So they just came, hey, here's this person, introduce yourself. Here's this person, introduce yourself. And through the class, we learned through networking, etiquette, leadership. What else did we learn? Presentation skills, public speaking. Just learned a lot. Attire as well. About personal branding, how to brand yourself. Yes, most definitely.
So Akinola was one of our star recruits coming into the program. Just seeing a lot of these individuals from their beginning, the first day of the program. And, he was hanging in the back, didn't really speak out a lot. We went to a networking event, and I'm getting him to, hey, go introduce yourself. He's like, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know what to say. And I was like, well, your opportunity is here. Your opportunity is not right in front of you. You have to go out and get it. You have to, shake hands and start conversations. And it might not be from the first conversation, but it's an opportunity to lead to something else. And also presentation skills. And just recently he finished his Sugarland
my internship.
his internship.
Oh, congratulations.
And
Thank you.
we were there to see his presentation, PowerPoint presentation right there. And it's just, you just,
point.
I know,
just-
right?
you know, so
On point.
so stuff like that. We're just
Represent, bro.
Yeah,
Represent.
got
so
to,
proud,
got to.
so proud because that's one of the things that we work on is presentation in our workshop. And that one of the things that they do is presentation skills, and to be able to see it
to
come
know that
through.
you're in the audience with them.
Yep.
Like that makes a huge difference, and
Exactly.
you have people on your side, familiar faces that have been there, and they're witnessing your journey. Like that's all we need in life is someone there to witness our journey and be along with it.
Most definitely.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Are you able to share a little bit about what your presentation was about?
It was just the overall experience of my internship, of what I learned, my experience, what I gained through the internship, different organizations and departments that I went through, and little bits and pieces of the internship.
It's ironic that you might even have to explain what an internship is. For someone like myself from like a South Central type of neighborhood, that's not a concept. And I didn't even know what it was at first until I kept hearing it on campus. I'm like, okay, what is it? And then they explained it to me. I'm like, oh, okay, I might want to join one of those. Join. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm enjoying
Yeah, dude,
internship.
let me tell you my experience. I got to college, I just went to the dorm.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was supposed to register for classes. I didn't know I was supposed to buy books. I didn't know where to go buy the books.
Wow.
I knew I had a scholarship, and I got to campus. That's it. I brought a bag and some clothes, and that's what I did. I had no clue. And I got one day before classes were supposed to start, my roommate schooled me. This girl from South Dakota, long red hair, white skin. She's like, oh, let me help you. I was like, thank you, because I had no clue that I was supposed to register. Because in high school, you just show up to class.
Right.
And everything's handled.
Exactly. And that's what we bring to Suits for Sons. We have the coaches. Actually, the mentees are coached. They're partnered with a mentor, coach, and a sponsor.
And a sponsor.
So they have 3 of those in their village, college village of mentors.
Okay.
So just piece by piece of just little
Tidbits of information.
tidbits,
to bring them
suggestions,
through.
ideas,
Yeah.
just to bring them into that, just to expand their mind a little bit.
Yeah, so go ahead and tell the audience like what an internship actually is.
An internship is a co-op job out of while you're in school, just to get real-world experience either in your field of interest while you're gaining experience in that.
Yeah.
And then one of the things I learned that they can either be paid or unpaid.
Yes, you want to get paid.
Try to
You want to get paid.
Yeah,
Wanna get
try to
paid.
get paid.
Yes.
There were some experiences in federal law in the 90s when we were all going to school, and there was issues where they were taking advantage of interns. So the federal law changed and required that now you had to get some type of
Some type of
compensation,
Yeah.
which is now school credit bare minimum. So you'll see, you have to be enrolled in a 2 to 4 year. You'll see those, but it's really dope, like you said, to land the paid ones.
Yeah.
That's huge. It's even better when you land one that'll take you to another
Exactly.
Another
city
city.
and house you. I got a chance to have an internship with American Express downtown
nice.
Minneapolis.
Nice.
So I went from my university with all these other students of color, and we all landed in downtown Minneapolis on Marquette Street, 25-story building.
Wow.
And we just
Yeah,
we had the
lit.
summer
Yeah,
of our
lit.
lives.
Yeah.
We went to
Yeah.
St. Paul. We went all over Minnesota. We had a great time, and then we also had these amazing internships. And again, I didn't even know what it was.
Yes.
I'll join the internship.
I was like, I'll just show up. Y'all tell me what to do, I'll go. And
Show up.
And I had to do a lot of that through life because I didn't have this resource.
Right.
I'm bumping my head against the wall, just trying to figure things out. But after a while, you start to get the clues.
Exactly.
And then you learn to watch the signals and the clues and pay attention to patterns. And then that's how I was able to get through because I didn't have this resource. And
Absolutely.
so you are so blessed. And I know that you're being here is blessing some other people because that's what we do is we bless and we pass the blessing.
Yes, most
forward.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
You want to talk a little bit about the events? I think you're the event coordinator, yes?
Yeah, so we have 2 major events I definitely want to bring up. One is actually happening this weekend.
Okay.
It's a youth camp, essentially, but it's very comprehensive. Ricky's actually going to be highly involved in it. He's going to be
fantastic.
presenting, but it's basically some similar things, etiquette, grooming, things of that nature, even the sex talk for young men,
Yes.
things just to make sure that you're on the right track and you kind of have a guide. It would be a good precursor before getting into something like Suits for Sons when
Yes.
you get into college and whatnot. We've got the gala, which is going to be probably the event of the year. It's the highlight for us. That's November 10th.
Okay.
And we'll all be there. We're looking to get as many people as possible involved, and it's really an opportunity for the individuals who've been inducted into the program to kind of come out. If you see the pictures of Akinola from the actual last gala, especially the way he described him as, he being in the back of the room, kind of shy and everything.
I was in the front of the camera.
You would not be able to tell that was the same
Was
guy.
he photobombing?
Totally different
He was
person.
on the catwalk.
Totally different person.
So that's part of it. That's what makes it cool. Part of it is we actually have a fashion show that they do at the end. So they're in a full tailored suit. Each student is coming across, and you really get a feel for like that person, and you can tell after seeing them for a number of months how much they've grown.
Right.
Yes.
But he came into his own.
And I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to mentoring. It's not one conversation of, oh, you need to pull up your pants and go about your way. No, it's being there every day. It's answering the phone call at 7:00 at night before his interview tomorrow, and being able to be there and having that hand that a lot of us didn't have. We learned on our own and made our mistakes, and then looked back and was like, man, I wish somebody could have shown me, the steps, and I could have gotten through these corporate America thresholds that are set up not for us to succeed, and that you have to learn how to maneuver around. Right. So that's now I can kind of go into our program, which is our 9-month program, which is for Suits for Sons. Okay. This is one of our workshop. This is our workshop book. It's 9 months. So for each weekend, one weekend out of the month, they come in from 9 to 12, and we just sit there and we go over each part of the booklet. Right. So say for instance, one weekend it will be on etiquette. Right. So we'll go over certain things of. You're at a gala, which one's your fork, which one's your spoon, or how to treat a lady, So we have an etiquette coach, Valerie Peterson Kelly, that comes in and goes over, opening doors and the importance of those things, and be able to present that exposure to them, so they can be able to internship. Why is an internship important? Because when you graduate, you're going against people that have experience. How do you gain that experience before you graduate? And now you're sitting there saying, I don't have any experience. Right. It's the internship, and this is important.
It's the little things too, like how to use a copy machine, how to use a fax machine. I've been in places here in Houston. I'm seeing grown ass people, they're 45 years old, standing in front of a copy machine and don't know how to use it. I happened to help a lady the other day. She was 65, didn't know how to use a copy machine. So it's those little things. How do you make a duplex? How do you fax out of the copy machine? How do you put a USB into? It's those little things that can pin you up when you're in the middle of a big rush on a project, and they're counting on you to be that important link in the success of that whole project. And then they can see that you know what you're doing, that you have confidence, and you're able to succeed under pressure. That's important. Absolutely. The modules in this are incredible. Some of the modules, you guys: gentleman's etiquette, my cause, community projects, social etiquette, values and goal setting. I'm not even going to read all the rest because you need to join and be a part of this. But this is
it's heavy. And there's a project that all the students pick out themselves, like a community service project. I think last year y'all picked a highway to clean up.
Yes, we did a Memorial Park cleaning. We went to do community service, and
so definitely giving back is a huge part about it. And then also at the end of the 9-month program, they get a tailor-made suit for them.
Yes, a fitted,
fitted, tailor-made.
Stand up, right?
So you're ready. You're ready. You're interviewing. You have the confidence. You're ready.
That's not no Dillard suit.
Not at all. Not a Dillard suit.
Not at all.
So thank you to our sponsors that give to Suits for Sons. Our website is suitsforsons.org. The gala is going to be suitsforsonsgala.com. So those are the two things. November 10th.
Will it be at one of the local hotels here in town?
It's going to be at Fountain Life Center.
Fountain Life Center, okay. Yes. And then the other event that's happening this weekend, where that's going to be located?
So that will be at the Kingdom Builders Center.
Kingdom Builders.
So that's connected with Windsor Village
Yeah.
United Methodist Church,
Okay.
and that's going to be amazing. We're going to have how to change a tire, how to tie a tie. We're going to go over anger management. So a lot of things that we see in our
Yeah.
community that we deal with
Yeah.
that we don't necessarily talk about. And anger management is a huge piece, especially with a lot of these young men that don't have fathers and have built up anger and don't know how to release it.
Exactly.
Right. So we're going to be going through those different
And
things.
even the depression and anxiety of poverty. Like, you don't realize how that has a factor on you when you go to school and you're not clean, or you don't have good clothes, or you have gone to school without breakfast, but you also had to get a sibling ready to go to school
Right.
with you without breakfast, and then get there on time and not be truant. And then you leave your neighborhood, but you had to fight the gangs to get to school. I could tell you some stories.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to wake up and get there on time, and without the resources that you need. And sometimes you get ready and you don't have lights on. You don't have gas in your house. You don't have any of the tools and resources to get to school to be successful.
Absolutely.
And then they get there and they shade you about not having a piece of paper or a pencil.
Right.
And they don't realize you just spent the first hour to 2 hours
Just
of
to
your
get-
day.
Just to
trying to
get
get
there,
there.
just to get
Surviving.
to school. Right.
Well, I think that touches. My mother is a teacher, and she just retired as a professor. And I think that touches on a lot of things that are necessary in your education system that haven't been worked into the fold, which is why you need programs like this. I was in an internship program when I was in college called Inroads Interns.
Inroads. That's
And
famous.
so, yeah, and I mean, it was instrumental. Even with my mother being an educator, it was instrumental in my ability to develop quickly and actually get more out of college and then more out of my my working career immediately.
Yes.
Because I understood things a lot better. But a lot of the things that people are dealing with going through education is bigger than just learning 1 + 1 = 2 and things like that. And you need a village. You
Right.
need
Yeah, you
people
need that village,
to raise individuals as a group so that you can help them get to the best version of them they can be. And so that was a big reason why I wanted to be a part of the program. Yeah,
You saw the
absolutely.
personal benefit in your own life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's crazy too, sitting as an outsider, like watching you talk about your experience with Akinola, like to see the pride in the way your eyes each light up, like just witnessing that from the outside, like my heart was warmed up because every time you look at him with pride.
Oh, absolutely.
And to know that when you said you took the call at 7:00 at night, like I knew that was real. Like you could tell that was a real comment. Like you literally are putting yourselves out there, and you are humble enough to take the guidance.
Of course.
Like that's what a lot of times we forget to do is be humble to receive.
Absolutely.
And then your humility allows these brothers to step into your life to help guide you. And you stay humble. And then you, on top of that, you've given back because they gave to you.
Exactly.
Like just sitting here, like my life is different than 20 minutes ago from when I met you to seeing possibility and spreading this to other places, like, and being a catalyst to spread the seed. Like, hey, bro, there's this program out in Houston. These brothers are doing this. It's this organization called SuitForSons. Maybe y'all should call them and check and see, because there's places all over that need a model like this and they don't know how to get that model.
Yep.
And you've already knocked open that door. And you're shining the light saying, walk through here. We have the tools and resources. And there's so many brothers, not just big brothers and big sisters, but people, that are out there that want this tool.
Absolutely.
This tool set to guide. The other candidates and graduates, like some of your accomplishments, you've just graduated from your internship. What are some of your other classmates maybe?
Some of them, they also had internships as well at KPMG. One of them did another internship in Philadelphia. Yes, we have our second class as well. We're developing them to get internships and to get exposure to our mentors, our village as well, just to groom them and shape them. Yes.
Is the pen part of the graduation?
Oh yes, most definitely. You get the pen
Get the
too.
pen.
Yeah.
Get the pen.
And the custom.
Yes,
It's official. We got some good people.
It's a different experience when you go in to get a custom suit and they fit you and they measure you. Like
And
all
just-
this goes
yes,
into it,
yes.
and then you slide into it.
I can tell you, I waited my entire life to finally get to have one. And I was 37 when I finally got it. That was one of those things that I put up on the board. It was like, I know I've arrived when. It was tailor-made suit at like 36. So these young brothers getting it at like 20 and 19. It's like, I think it changes your mindset, right? It changes like you see yourself in it. So one of the things my mother used to always have us do when we went to the mall. We would go to the mall, even though we didn't have money for, you know, clothes and things like that. She would have us try it on, and her whole thing was, in order to walk in the blessing, you have to put the blessing on and feel it, and this is how you're going to act. You know, look in the mirror. That's you. That's you. See it. See yourself doing it,
and call it forth.
And call it forth, right? So we're calling forth what's inside of them and encouraging them. So as when they put that suit on and they're in that interview for the first time, that they know that that it's theirs.
Yep.
When after my interview, I felt like I was a man. Like I walked out, I was like, man, I got it.
Compared to the mock interview we did.
After the coach, I was like, okay, all right, cool.
I had to hang up.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a good
That's
prep.
the reason why we prep.
That's why
I was asked.
Work out the king.
It was funny. So he called me the night before, and I was like, and we're going through it. I'm like, so Akinola, what do you know about my company?
Stop.
So why do you want to work for my company? Well, I'm a big guy. You know what, brother? Young brother, this ain't gonna work.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by. This is what I'm gonna need you to go back and do.
Yeah, she'll validate you too.
And it was so funny because like later on that night, you know, I was like sitting up. I could barely go to sleep because I was feeling like, man, was I too hard on him? Like, did I say too much? You know, like, man, I don't want to, you know, not encourage him to do more. But
at the same time, we need to hear stuff like that.
Yeah,
we need to, because looking out, like coming in and, you know, getting that those tips from him, look at where I'm at now.
Yeah. And you don't know what you look like or sound like.
Exactly.
Because you're inside yourself. You don't know how other people are seeing you or perceiving you, or what it was called experiencing you. And it's just their experience of you. It has nothing to do with you.
Right.
That's just their experience of you. But you want to put the best possible presentation that you're on, because you can control your presentation. You can't control your perception.
Exactly.
Well, and it's the interesting thing too is, so my career is in recruitment.
Oh, wow.
And so I think people underestimate how difficult it is to make a good impression in that period of time. Even if you spend 2 hours, which would be a pretty sizable amount of time in an interview, if you spend 2 hours in an interview, you got to think, you know, that 2 hours is dictating your ability to secure a job that might be $50,000 a year, 6 figures, benefits package. You know, you're working for a premier oil and gas company here in Houston potentially, or in the medical center or something like that. That's you know, you need to be pretty accurate in how you're displaying yourself to somebody. And if you don't have that down, it's difficult, but people just naturally think, it's just like sales. People naturally think, well, if you could talk really good, then you're probably pretty good at sales.
Right.
You know, they don't think about the preparation and everything that you know, you need to put into it. So I think that was one of the biggest benefits is, you know, getting them to understand that, you know, you need to prepare for these things. I need to be able to come in and tell you something about your organization and why it makes sense for me to be aligned with you and hired here, you know?
And then just walking into the interview prepared. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a hiring situation and people come in with no interview, or not prepared for the interview. They have no resume, or the resume is jacked, or you know,
old phone numbers,
spelling errors, all sorts of stuff.
Letters all off,
fonts are off,
fonts
they put inappropriate pictures on there. You're like, really? Like, no one helped you? Like, you didn't even bother to Google. That's the part that kills me. Like, people don't even bother to Google. Like, what's the proper way to do X, Y, and Z?
Right.
Like, Google has some legit answers on it.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So why not go ahead and utilize that as a resource? So it's powerful what you're doing right now. Like, just to see you, and I know that's feeling this way. You walk out of that interview and you know you nailed it. And even if you feel like you didn't, but just that feeling that you got through it and you survived, because it's the anxiety that gets you walking into it. But when you're prepared like this, then you're not anxious, because it doesn't matter. You can't control the past, and you can't control the future. You can only control the present. And the present is where you find your peace, and that's what we miss, is being at peace. This is being in the present. I'm walking in here, I'm prepared, I got
the suit,
got my suit,
got the job.
Right.
Cool, what's up?
And I didn't even know it was possible. I walked into a custom suit shop in Costa Mesa, California, and I looked on the wall, all the walls, fabrics. They customize everything from the lapels, the inside of the sleeve of the shirt. You could pick everything. I was like, is a whole new level. Like,
Yes.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah.
So to know that that's available to you, like, who in the hood knows this? You know, you think you're going to a swap meet in Crenshaw. You're like, oh,
What you got for me?
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh,
What you got for me?
can you hook a sister up? Can you do 3 for $5?
Can you put some more buttons on there?
Put some bling on it.
Right.
Bedazzled.
Yeah, it's dazzle. And then this course, this 9-month course, this is life changing.
Absolutely.
Literally life changing. Like, talking about it, you could feel karma change. Like, your whole direction of your life goes in a completely different trajectory, and all it takes is 1 degree. This is that 1 degree.
Exactly.
The 1 degree to get you to success and empowerment and knowledge, and that's the biggest piece. Is this book is knowledge, and the
Absolutely.
key to all of our success and long-term longevity is knowing, like you said, the little pieces that you
Little
keep putting
pieces.
together. How to change a tire? I learned to change my own brakes last month.
There you go.
Hello.
That's it.
There you go.
Don't ask me to do it.
Yeah, man, you better than me.
I put the calipers on.
Does super glue work for this?
Nail glue. I felt empowered. Like, it's something I knew how to now go into AutoZone and get them. I knew if it was brakes or rotors or pads or whatever, I knew which one to order. I knew how to get it. I knew the brand name, and I felt confident and empowered to walk in there. And as a woman,
Yes.
to do it, because that doesn't happen for us. Because you don't get a
No.
chance. You get a flat tire in Houston, you're on the side of the road hoping you don't get kidnapped and wound up and across the border somewhere.
Yeah.
You know? So that was empowering to be able to go through that experience as well too. So I know how they're going to feel when it happens to them. Let alone how to even read the tire. Like, I didn't even know that the numbers around the tire indicated what the size of the
Right.
tire
Tire
was.
was.
If it blew, how to go get it.
Yep.
So it's just little things that if there's no man in your life or a knowledgeable female that can show this to you, that
miss.
matters. Like, you literally said, it's the knowledge. It's knowledge and the empowerment and the sense of community. Because you know at any point in time, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, you can call either one of them. Say, I need reinforcement.
Exactly.
Yeah, I need advice. I need this. And they don't have a problem, you know, giving you that, because you can see the joy in their faces. So I'm excited for your second class.
Yeah.
So one more time, let's shout out the events, dates and times real clearly, and you can just let the audience know directly. And then we'll do social media as well too, and then we'll follow up again one more time with a shout out on the website as well.
So the youth event, we're doing that this Saturday. That's going to be, is that the 29th. 29th. It's the 29th. But the main event, we really, really, really want you guys to try to come out to, make it a point to be there, is the gala. That's November 10th at the Fountain of Praise. It's going to be an awesome event. Like I said, it's going to be another fashion show, so hopefully somebody can upstage.
Nobody
We'll
gonna upstage
see.
me now.
We'll see, but it'll give you a good opportunity to get exposed to the entire group, because this is just a small representation. There's I'd say there's probably a good 20 people that are involved, from volunteering to being on the board to, you know, the sponsors and everything that we have involved. And then there's going to be some special guests that'll be there too, some poetry that'll be done. So it'll be a fun time. And there's going to be food and music and everything. So
And then
you
you want to
guys.
shout out the website again?
Yeah. So suitsforsons.org, and the gala is going to be suitsforsonsgala.com.
And then the tickets, link to purchase tickets will be at that .com
gala.
site.
Yes, yeah.
Gala.
You can go in, and the other thing too is when you go on the website, we always have events that are listed on there. So
Yes.
any events that are coming up, even if it's a small event or anything like that, it'll be listed on there, so you can get involved. You can reach out to people. You can't miss us on Instagram. It's Suits for Sons, at Suits for Sons on Instagram.
That's how I found you. Instagram, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure Akinola is all over
I'm
Mr.
all on
Social
that.
Media.
I'm all on
Mr.
that.
Social Media.
Instagram at Suits for Sons, Twitter at Suits for Sons, Facebook Suits for Sons, LinkedIn Suits for Sons Inc. And that's all.
That's all. And so once again, Suits for Sons, a nonprofit organization. Originally, we're in Houston. So if you're somebody who wants to give back to the community, wants to be enrich someone's life like Akinola, and be able to be that bridge that gap to where you can get someone to the next level. A lot of people have reached out and have been wanting, so we're looking for volunteers. We're looking for people that can step in and really take this Suits for Sons to the next level, because there's so many more young men that we know we can't all get to, but with more volunteers and more help, we can be able to get there. And I encourage you to get involved in www.suitsforsons.org, please.
Thank you guys so much. Thank
you.
you, audience, for being here with us for Suits for Sons and welcoming these gentlemen into your homes. Please connect and support, get the tickets, and then you can, anyway, step up to provide the tools and resources that they're looking for to make a difference in the community. It's been Conversations. Thank you.